Hello and welcome to our daily news roundup on Atlantic TV. I am Nkechi Tejuri. Here are our top stories. Federal government unveils farmers registry to boost food security. FCT police debunk alleged assassination attempt on naval officer. Workers Forum slams government, declares total support for Jesus strike. Global tensions rise as US-Russian nuclear treaty nears expiry. DR Congo shatter Nigeria's 2026 World Cup hopes. Now to the news in full. The federal government has announced plans to establish a comprehensive national database for farmers, capturing details such as farm size, farm location, and crop type, a move aimed at improving identification and traceability of agricultural produce. In Borno State, the ministry distributed farming tools to smallholder farmers, vulnerable groups, and various farmers' associations. The minister said the gesture was designed to ease production costs and increase productivity, adding that the Farmers Registry will serve as a transparent window for planning, resource allocation, and monitoring. Kiari noted that with accurate data, government interventions will become more efficient, targeted, and impactful across the agricultural sector. The Farmers Registry forms part of the administration's broader efforts to strengthen food security and improve farming outcomes nationwide. Minister of Agriculture and Food Security Abubakar Kyari, who disclosed this in Maiduguri, said the initiative will be implemented in collaboration with the National Identity Management Commission. He noted that the database will help the government better evaluate and support farmers eligible for interventions. President Bola Tinubu has approved a new minimum pension of 32,000 naira for retired paramilitary personnel, with arrears scheduled for payment from September 2025 and full harmonization captured in the 2026 national budget. At the national conference, Kaura said the approval marks a major step forward in addressing long-standing grievances of retired officers who have been advocating improved pension benefits, exemption from the contributory pension scheme, and parity with their military counterparts. He commended the government for the breakthrough but urged the newly inaugurated NARPO executives to sustain unity, discipline, and continued engagement with policymakers. Representatives from the Nigeria Union of Pensioners and other stakeholders also pledged renewed collaboration to ensure retirees receive dignified treatment and access to essential services. The announcement was made by the president of the National Association of Retired Paramilitary Officers, Ezekiel Kaura, during the association's national conference, where stakeholders praised the move but pushed for broader reforms in welfare and healthcare. The Federal Capital Territory Police Command has debunked reports alleging an assassination attempt on Lieutenant Ahmed Yerima, describing the claims as false, misleading, and capable of causing unnecessary public panic. According to the police statement released on Sunday night, the command stressed that the alleged attack does not align with any official record. SP Ade cautioned the public against spreading unverified information, warning that such acts could heighten tension in the nation's capital. She encouraged residents to remain vigilant and promptly report suspicious activities to the nearest police station rather than relying on unconfirmed social media claims.
Our officer.
Okay, the video me now.
Statements that no such incident was ever reported or recorded anywhere within Abuja, urging residents to disregard the circulating social media posts. Kogi State Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo has issued a stern warning against the spread of incendiary and unverified statements on social media, saying such acts pose a threat to peace and national stability. At a media briefing in Lokoja, the governor cautioned parents to closely monitor their children's online activities, warning that those who allow themselves to be used as tools for political blackmail will face the law. He condemned what he described as an emerging trend of sponsored misinformation, insisting that his administration will protect the state from individuals seeking to inflame political tensions. Ododo reaffirmed the government's commitment to maintaining peace and urged citizens to verify information before sharing it online. He said, "We will not allow anyone use social media to destabilize Kogi state or undermine our nation."
Is in unraveling those behind the campaign of calumny against Mr. President. There's no any other personal interest in it because we have to make sure we get to the root of this matter. Mr. President is doing all he could to fix this nation. And we are aware that there are some selfish and self-centered politicians that are using our people to cause crisis. And of course, apart from being government, I'm a responsible child. I should be Mr. President's grandchild. And anybody that's supposed to know the value of a father is now misbehaving. We have to show them that we, the children, we don't take it. So we have nothing so special. We will allow them, we're not going to do anything illegal. We allow the security agencies or the law enforcement agencies to do their work diligently and do the needful.
The governor's warning follows the arrest of Joy Sadiq, popularly known as Real Mama Kogi, who was picked up for circulating a viral video alleging a controversial relationship between President Bola Tinubu and former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello. Governor Ododo says desperate political actors are recruiting unsuspecting youths to disseminate dangerous content aimed at sparking unrest across the state and the country. You're watching our daily news roundup on Atlantic TV. We'll go for a short break. When we return, more news stories on the other side.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
Welcome back. The Federal Workers Forum has thrown its weight behind the ongoing Joheso strike, accusing the Tinubu administration of repeatedly violating agreements and neglecting the welfare of health workers across the country. The joint health sector unions, representing nurses, pharmacists, laboratory scientists, and other non-medical staff, has been on strike, pushing for better salaries, hazard allowances, and implementation of long-standing agreements with the government. The forum warned that staff shortages and worsening working conditions pose a threat to public health and urged the federal government to return to the negotiation table with sincerity. It also called for immediate reforms in promotion structures, payment of outstanding arrears, and a comprehensive review of hazard allowances for health workers nationwide. In a statement signed by National Coordinator Andrew Emelieze and Administrative Secretary Ogundele Ayo, the forum describes the situation in the health sector as a national emergency, citing mass exodus of professionals, unpaid arrears, and poor working conditions. Food prices have dropped sharply across major markets in Benue State, bringing relief to consumers who say essential grains are now selling at nearly half of last year's cost. Shoppers in Makurdi told the news agency of Nigeria that staples like beans, rice, and guinea corn have seen significant reductions. A mudu of beans now sells for 1,500 naira, down from 2,300 naira in 2024, while half a 25 kg tin of rice goes for 12,000 naira, a steep fall from 19,000 naira. But the story is different for traders who bought in bulk. Some say they stocked 50 kg bags of beans at 120,000 naira late last year, only to see the price crash to 85,000 naira, while maize dropped from 85,000 naira to 45,000 naira. Economists warn the trend could worsen if government fails to subsidize farm inputs, noting that farmers who spent heavily on production may abandon their fields next season. This comes as the federal government pushes new agricultural reforms aimed at reducing post-harvest losses and strengthening food security under the Renewed Hope agenda. However, traders and farmers are lamenting heavy losses, blaming the crash on oversupply and panic sales after months of hoarding. The standoff between the United States and Russia has intensified, with Presidents Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin issuing competing threats to resume nuclear testing, a move that could trigger global instability. The dispute escalated after President Putin announced in late October that Russia was preparing to test the Poseidon nuclear-powered missile, prompting a swift response from Washington. President Trump soon declared he had authorized what would be America's first nuclear test in more than 3 decades. Moscow later warned that it could match any U.S. test with one of its own, foiling concerns that both nations are inching towards a return to Cold War-style brinkmanship. Global security analysts say the absence of New START, which limits deployed strategic nuclear warheads and provides crucial inspection rights, could remove the last guardrail preventing an arms race. International agencies and allied governments are urging both sides to de-escalate and return to negotiations before the deadline passes. With days ticking down, the world watches anxiously to see whether diplomacy will prevail or whether a new era of nuclear tension is about to begin. This comes as the clock winds down to February 4th, the expiration date of the New START Treaty, the final remaining arms control pact restraining the world's two largest nuclear powers. Still on the foreign scene, in Washington, President Donald Trump is set to host Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman on Tuesday in what officials describe as a near-state visit reception, the first White House visit by the kingdom's de facto ruler since the 2018 Khashoggi killing. The Crown Prince last visited Washington in 2018, months before the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi, a case that strained U.S.-Saudi relations even after a CIA assessment linked the prince to the killing, a claim he has consistently denied. Despite earlier tensions, including President Biden's past vows to make Saudi Arabia a pariah, both administrations maintained strategic ties, with Trump now pushing to deepen defense cooperation and finalize major weapon deals. Sources say a high-level investment summit will follow the White House events connecting U.S. and Saudi business leaders at the Kennedy Center. Invitations to the Tuesday dinner have already gone out to CEOs, lawmakers, and governors, some personally contacted by Trump. The visit comes months after Trump's own lavish trip to Riyadh, where Saudi authorities pledged $600 billion in U.S. investments and showcased elaborate pageantry. The White House says the visit will feature full ceremonial honors, including a military welcome, an Oval Office meeting, and a black-tie dinner coordinated by First Lady Melania Trump. Analysts say Trump is banking on the prince's support to expand the Abraham Accords and potentially secure Saudi-Israel diplomatic ties. Away from the foreign scene now to sports news, Nigeria's quest for a place at the 2026 FIFA World Cup has ended in heartbreak, following a dramatic 4-3 penalty shootout defeat to DR Congo in the African playoff final in Rabat, Morocco. On Sunday night's encounter, Onyeka struck in the 3rd minute after pouncing on a loose ball in the Congolese box, but the Leopards responded in the 32nd minute through Meshak Elia, who finished off a swift counter-attack to level the score. Nigeria struggled to regain momentum, with injuries forcing Victor Osimhen off and tactical changes yielding little impact. DR Congo came close twice in extra time, but both goals were ruled out for fouls in the build-up. In the shootout, Nigeria stumbled early as Calvin Bassey and Moses Simon missed their spot kicks. Stanley Nwabali made 2 saves to keep hope alive, but Semi Ajayi's miss in the sudden death round proved costly. DR Congo captain Chanel Mbemba sealed the victory, ending Nigeria's dream of reaching the Intercontinental Playoff. DR Congo now joins Bolivia and New Caledonia in the Six Nation tournament scheduled for March 2026 in Mexico, where the final 2 World Cup slots will be decided. Although the Super Eagles started brightly and took an early lead through Frank Onyeka, defensive lapses, missed chances, and a tense extra time period saw the game stretch into penalties where Nigeria failed to hold their nerves. Chelsea's push for a 6th straight WSL title has taken a hit after Liverpool held them to a 1-1 draw in a spirited contest on Sunday. Chelsea struck early through Alisa Thompson, who called home in the 9th minute after a sharp pass from Wiki captain. But Liverpool hit back in the 32nd minute as informed Beta Olsen netted her 3rd goal in as many games, sprinting onto Lily Woodham's through ball and finishing past Livia Peng. Chelsea thought they had snatched the win when RG Bever-Jones rounded the keeper and scored mid-second half. But a flag went up after offside. Liverpool held firm under late pressure, with Woodham praising her side's resilience, saying the team stuck together and stayed determined. Elsewhere, West Ham United claimed their first win of the season with a 3-1 victory over Everton, lifting them off the bottom of the table. Brighton cruised past Leicester City 4-1 to move up to 7th, while the London City Lionesses continued their climb with a 3-1 win over Aston Villa. The Blues now sit 3 points behind leaders Manchester City, while the draw earns bottom-placed Liverpool just their 2nd point of the season, easing pressure on Gareth Taylor's side. And with that sport news, we come to the end of our daily news roundup for today, right here on Atlantic TV. Do also follow us on all our social media platforms for more news stories and headline updates. Thank you so much for watching. I am Nkechi Tejere. Have a pleasant day.